Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Saratoga Racecourse here on Sunday. It's 28th of July, 2024. Gonna feature 9th race from the spot, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. Join me this week for my Whitney preview here from Saratoga. Also, we have some great racing in the next few weeks from Deauville. Basically, Deauville in France is basically their version of Saratoga, so for the next few Sundays, you have some excellent Group 1 and other stakes races throughout the meeting there. So go check out that preview, the previews throughout the month, especially check out the pre-Rothschild today. But we're going to look at the 9th race from Saratoga, which is always a good one. It is the Bowling Green Stakes. It's a Grade 2 event going for a $250,000 purse, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. 7 horses are going 2,200 meters or a mile 3/8 on the inner turf course. Rails are down at 0 feet. And I read somewhere, if the mile 3/8 races here at Saratoga, if you add in the run-up, they're basically about a mile 7/16, nearly a mile and a half. So, take the distance with a grain of salt with this one. I'm going to take the 2-horse Silver Knot, 2-5-1-4 in the superfecta for me. 2-5-1-4 Super, top selection 2-horse Silver Knot, 4-year-old Gil by Lupe de Vega, Charlie Appley trains, Flavian Pratt gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came in Aqueduct, a mile 3/8 on the 11th of May in the Grade 2 Man War. The horse won by 4 1/4 lengths that day and was free money at 4-1 that day. He basically had a dream tracking trip from a little bit of wide posture. When he quickened up, nobody was catching him that day. Ohana Honor really, had a good try at him, but he wasn't catching him. This horse just freaked. Refreshing here off the bench, being forwardly paced in this turf course, drawn well, which isn't that bad. I think this horse could really find another winning way again. He ran in the Elkhorn prior to that with a mile and a half on the 20th of April, Keeneland. First time over the longer trip was a success, winning by 1 1/4 lengths. Another very wide trip. He basically left to get good position, and again, getting some good fraction in the front end. He went away with it, a very good strong run. And then last year's Hollywood Derby at Del Mar, a mile and the 8th on the 2nd of December. The horse finished third by 2 1/4 lengths that day, and he was with them early on, but then just kind of yielded late. Program trading really ran quite nicely to get the job done. But off the bench in the Twilight Derby with the mile and 8th at Church at Santa Anita, this horse finished second by a half length behind SEAL Team, and this horse just missed, but he got around the race course well from where he was drawn. If you look at his early form last year before he was gelded, before the after the Secretariat, he wasn't running half bad, but he just wasn't winning. Since the geld, he's really, been concentrating to the run and really running these good races. Coming here, I think he can win. I'll use him on the ticket. The 5-horse Soldier Rising, I think, is your second likeliest winner for Jose Ortiz and Christophe Comant. Hasn't won since nearly 2 years ago on the 31st of July here at Saratoga of 22. A mile 3/16 and optional 80 claimer where the horse won by a head, beating off a good group of horses from a tracking trip, went away with it to get the job done. Came back to running the Sword Dancer after that, where the horse finished third behind Stibnite Gufo. With this horse again closed up for nowhere, but got the had a good place that day, and then the races in the fall after that of 22 were just finding soft ground, which I don't think he liked. His races last year, he was running in the best of the division, just not winning. Decent place in Manhattan. Ran this race last year where he had, there was an incident around the far turn, which he kind of got interfered with. He couldn't get the good turn of foot there. And then prior to that in the Sword Dancer, he had a decent place behind Bolshoi Ballet that day, and a very good place in the Red Smith end off the season. But refreshing here, back to fast ground, see a good pace to close up into. I think he can get the job done at 4-1. Let's use him on the ticket. And the 1-horse Ohana Honor, since coming to the turf and running these long distance races, he hasn't been running half bad. Came back with a 100 bar in the Manhattan for that third place finish a few weeks ago. Longer trip. 7-2 wouldn't surprise me, but I do think the other 2 horses are slightly classier than him. But like I said, it's a very good feature here today, so I think you go a few ways. But to recap my selection for the 9th from Saratoga now, it's the Grade 2 Bowling Green. Going to take the 2-horse Silver Knot. Give kudos to the 5-horse Soldier Rising and the 1-horse Ohana Honor. 2-5-1-4 Super, 2-5-1 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everyone.